And take this out if you need to. These fucking dons over there in these rich Arab countries, right? Listen, I've heard them pay for some up shit. And a lot.
On Talking Trophies, buddies. Alright.
Let's go. Welcome to Talking Trophies. We're back with the final air raid before we jump into season 4. So make sure you guys do hit the subscribe button. We got Damo here. Damo, what are you saying, Kazi?
You know what it is? The last air raid, man. Air raid's like a banger. I'm not going to lie. It's like one of my favorites. So, yeah, it's going to be missed, but I'm keen for this next season. This next season's going to go hard.
You know, hope for a banging season. So make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button. Hit us with the follow. But today, we're talking about an interesting topic. One of my favorite topics personally. You know, sometimes I jump on a podcast called The Galacticos just to speak on this topic because we have zero ball knowledge here. And I'll go on that podcast to talk ball knowledge. But that one's more wallahi and vibes. We just talk smack about football. And everyone just has ridiculous takes. But it's one of my favorite podcasts, so check out Galacticos. But this week, we got someone who has hot takes as well.
Fucking oath.
He's on...
Let's go.
He's on a podcast called Them Ones.
Yes, sir.
He's also repping... He's the Mourinho of... the boys at Sunday, 3 p.m.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for giving me my actual title.
Because, guys, the accent changes are dangerous. You know when you have those post-game conferences or pre-game conferences, somehow you switch them up.
Yeah, I have to.
Yo, we got the big man, Jerome. What are you saying, Kaz?
Bro, I'm glad to be here because I haven't potted in a few weeks, actually. And there's a lot that I wanted to get off my chest regarding the World Cup. And I'm going to be able to do it today. And funny thing is, this is called air raid. We don't use that slang in the Southeast, but I know what it means. And I am a fucking air raider. So, like...
You're half Lebo, Kaz.
Well,
It's in your blood.
That plays into it, obviously. So, yeah, happy to be here, man. Shout out Talking Trophies. Check out Dem Ones. Check out Sunday 3 p.m. Let's get into it.
100%, man. Look, you said you have a couple things you want to let out. The World Cup is here. Do we want to talk about the human rights side or do you want to start with the football side?
Human rights.
Okay, let's go. What are your thoughts, firstly, on what they're doing to the LGBTQ community, mate?
Listen, I'm going to rant here.
Go off.
Go off, bro.
Now, I'm not... let me try to do this chronologically. So because there's so many different avenues we can go down. Not just with the LGBTQ, with just human rights in general and what's happening over there, whatever. Basically, I believe that the World Cup shouldn't have been awarded to Qatar because, first of all, the corruption. Second of all, Australia should have got it. But on the flip side, there's never been a World Cup in the Middle East. And if I'm going to be brutally honest, a lot of countries in the Middle East are not fit to host a World Cup due to war or other things going on, political situations. So I'm happy for the Middle East that they finally get to experience a World Cup because every other year it's in Europe or South America or whatever. So on that side, I'm happy for them because if there was one country in the Middle East that probably is stable enough right now to maybe host a World Cup, it's Qatar. But the other countries...
You could argue UAE.
Maybe UAE, yeah. But if we're looking at the other countries, it's a no-go.
It's not happening. Like,
Chuck it in Afghanistan, mate.
or even Saudi. Like, you know what I mean?
It's not happening in Saudi. It's not happening in any Lebanon, Syria, anything like that. It's not happening there. So, look, there was always going to be issues from the start. We know FIFA's corrupt. But it is what it is. It's there now, and I think people just need to make the most of it. And the one thing that sells in the media is hysteria and negativity.
True, yeah.
Okay? But people have short memories because in 2014, there was protests, political things going on, people dying for the Brazil World Cup.
Yeah.
It was a thing. Brazilians were saying, I'm not watching this World Cup. I don't care if it's here. It's fucking up my society. So there was a bunch of news about that. I don't know if you remember in Russia. There was a thing about safety and hooliganism and Russians saying, if you come to this country, we're going to bash the fuck out of you if you're supporting another country. They love it. Guess what? Brazil was fine. Russia was fine.
Even South Africa, they were talking about South Africa stealing
Exactly.
and all of that stuff.
Like
And then
Johannesburg, you know, the stuff that goes on.
Hey, but
So
I'm not gonna lie, some of those videos were funny where you see like, you know, you see the videos of them yanking it out of the buses, the phones and stuff.
look,
Bro, I was dying,
bro, no matter where you go,
yeah, it's gonna be something.
and Piers Morgan, he's a dickhead, but he made a good point. He said, if we're going to start being moral police, then let's do the math. 8 countries in the World Cup criminalize homosexuality. So it's not just Qatar. It's some other countries in there as well. Are you looking at them because they're in it? What about, you know, what's going on in America with the abortion laws and stuff? Are people going to look at that and think, oh, there shouldn't be a World Cup in America because every country has its faults.
Yeah.
And whether you want to call them faults or not is a completely different story. But at the end of the day, when you go somewhere, you have to abide by their laws and their rules. It's as simple as that. Okay? Brittany Griner, I don't know if you've across that.
Yeah.
Look, it was minimal. But hey, that's the laws in Russia, man.
Yeah.
Like, shout out Chappelle Corby, but I'm not going to fucking take a surfboard full of cocaine to Bali because guess what? I know I'm going to get fucked if I do that. So,
100%.
at the end of the day, to wrap that back around to the LGBTQ stuff, it is what it is. Whether I agree with it or not, that's the traditions and the laws of the country, and people just going to have to respect it. England are doing a few little things. They flew in on a plane called Rainbow. Harry Kane will be wearing the coloured armband. So there are a few things that countries are going to try to, you know, and there's that whole argument or keep politics out of sport. Or, on the flip side, politics is sport. Sport is politics. So my view on it is just follow the country's laws and traditions. It's there now. It's happening there now. That's what it is. That's my take on it anyway. Sorry for blabbing.
Nah, that was a good take. That was a good take because I think no one should blame Qatar for putting their bid in. Firstly, obviously there's corruption behind it. They had an intention to get the World Cup. Yeah. That was FIFA's problem.
Yes.
Yeah. Firstly, because FIFA have these policies on human rights and all of that, and they decided, hey, we're gonna have the World Cup in Qatar. Obviously, you know, some money was thrown, whatever, and they agreed, and the World Cup's happening.
Yep.
That's one. Secondly, I'd say personally, no one's saying you can go to the country if you can go to the country if you're gay.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
But I can't, for example, if I had a wife, I can't hook up with my wife in public.
Yeah.
They're just saying, please, no one do any of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's a couple rules. Some people have different morals in the world. You know what I mean? And that's one of the morals in the country is, hey, obviously, don't be sexually, you know, active and do all of that stuff in Qatar. Just respect the country. That's all they're asking for. My third point would be, is that with the West, I feel like it's a bit hypocritical. Because they're saying to people, saying, hey, these people they have no morals, whatever. And they're looking at all these problems. But for example, the World Cup is going to be held in America and Canada. So in the next World Cup, are we going to start, is the media going to start throwing out, hey, there's mass shootings. There's an average of 1 or 2 mass shootings every day or something in America.
School shootings, everything,
Are they going to start saying, hey, watch out, don't go to America, you might get shot?
Yeah.
You know? Is that the new propaganda? If this is what they're holding Qatar accountable for, they have to hold America accountable for this too.
And that's the thing, you know, and I always, and to take it out of the World Cup, you know, I feel deeply for what's happened to the people of Ukraine, but I will say something. There was all this banning and what did they do to Abramovich? Oh, I've gone blank.
Sanctions?
The sanctions and all of that. Okay, so why does Israel play?
That's one, and you can't have the Palestine flag up.
Why does Israel play? Why are they in competitions and the Euros and stuff like that?
Yeah.
When they're doing and have been doing the same thing. I don't know on what scale or like in terms of casualties or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's the principle of it.
Yeah.
And that's where it gets very blurry because it's like, where is the line? Where is the line? Because these are religious traditions in Qatar that they're talking about.
Yeah.
They're not just some random rules that fucking the government
just made up.
Yeah.
Just,
It's based in religion. So You can't go on and say, yeah, respect all religions, respect all races and shit, but then when it
literally.
doesn't suit your agenda, to be like, now hold on. Actually, yeah, we respect the religion and the traditions, but we don't like that part of it, or we don't like that part. It is what it is.
Yeah. No country is perfect, firstly.
Nah.
And the thing is, too, you have to understand, like, I'd say even another example is, like, for example, the Uyghur Muslims. What happened to Mesut Ozil? That's one.
Yep.
They shut him down. His career is done. And another example of that, the Israel one was perfect.
Yeah.
That's a perfect example of, hey, what's
Well,
going
they're
on?
playing.
You
Yeah.
know? It's being hypocritical here.
Yeah.
What do you got to say, Damien?
I think that's where I don't know. I have a big thing. I feel like when like there's always like it's good when like players represent like what's going on in the world and what's going on with sports. It's a good thing. But I think when it starts becoming a pick and choose side of things, when it starts becoming an issue of going like, oh, okay, this is all right when this country does it, but when this country does it, oh, like we'll let them play. It's all good. No one's going to criticize them. I think there's always issues with it. And to be honest, I feel like we're in a confused world, man. We're in a confused world where everyone wants to be offended, but pick and choose who they get offended by. So
Bro,
it's just
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
And none of us are perfect. We've all contradicted ourselves in some way, shape, or form. But at the end of the day, like you just said perfectly, everyone is so confused about what they deem to be worthy or not of criticism.
yeah.
So I think not even just with the LGBTQ stuff, it's now there's been this thing which came out yesterday of Budweiser, the main, I think the only.
Oh, it's banned. Yeah.
It's banned in the stadiums,
Yeah.
right? So you can still drink at hotels and fan zones. Now, Qatar is a dry country.
Yeah.
So really, they're making a little bit of a sacrifice on their own traditions and stuff to host the World Cup because they know people want to drink. Yeah. Yes, it is limited compared to whether it would be in Germany or something. Yeah. But you can still drink at the hotels. You can still drink in the fan zones. There's just no alcohol at the stadiums. Now, people don't realise that you can't take alcohol into the stands in the Prem anyway. Yeah, you can have it in the concourses and stuff.
Yeah.
But, okay, drink beforehand then. Like, it's 90 minutes without no alcohol. I don't think it's a massive deal.
It's not the be-all and end-all,
It's
honestly.
not the be-all and end-all. People are there for the football.
Literally.
Oh, no, the England fans will be shattered.
But this is what
England
but
fans,
this is what I'm saying, bro.
they're going to be shattered.
This
That's
is
all
what I'm saying. A lot of people were ringing up TalkSport and shit and saying, oh, I don't like how it's there. It's too far. What does too far mean? It's the World Cup. Not every World Cup can be in the south of France, so you and your buddies can go and get fucking sunburnt and drink all day and fucking see England get knocked out in the quarters. Right? It's not always going to suit you. Yeah. Sometimes it's going to be in South Africa. Sometimes it's going to be in Qatar. Sometimes it might even be in fucking
Antarctica, cuz.
Bro, who knows?
Australia.
Australia will be more fucked for them because it's further.
Yeah.
So, it's always about whether it suits my life or not.
That's all it is. The thing is, it's just the Western world, man. Yeah. And I feel like we have this idea that the world revolves around us and everything should be our society. And we have we held we hold our heads up high, thinking we're the leaders of the world.
Of course,
yeah.
But there's besides the Western world, there's other countries that have their own values, have their own beliefs, have their own way of things, like systems running. And the people acting like, oh, Qatar is some dead country. Bro, I've been to Qatar. It's amazing. Yeah. And the buildings are better than Melbourne's buildings.
No, they would be.
The city buildings are insane.
It's
a beautiful country.
Look, bro, if I had my way and someone came to me and said, make the perfect World Cup, I'd say, okay. I'd pick a country where maybe stuff was already built. Knowing football fans, I would have alcohol and stuff at the stadiums. I would let anything happen in society as it does. My ideal World Cup wouldn't be Qatar. It wouldn't be. It would probably be something closer to maybe Germany 06 or whatever. But it doesn't, my opinion does not matter. They won the bid.
Yeah.
It's their laws. It's their rules. And whether I think it's perfect or not, it's not going to stop me from enjoying the one thing I fucking watch it for, which are the games.
Yeah.
So that doesn't stop that.
To be honest, I don't know. To an extent, I feel like you need to take politics out of sport. To an extent. I feel like there needs to be a fine line with what's okay and what's not. Because if you're just gonna have every single social justice cause up on this, there's gonna be no pitch, man. There's gonna be no pitch because it's just gonna be confusing, man. I think to the point, like, I feel like there's some things that they just need to keep it out of. You don't see a movie and like they subliminally put every single social justice issue. Like, if you can sit through a movie and watch it fine, you walk out and go, oh wait, this person wasn't represented, then like, come on, don't treat it like, I don't know, I feel like with sports it's a different agenda as well.
When it comes to the World Cup,
Yeah.
pretty much it should be literally 10%, 20% politics max. And if it's added, for example, with the Black Lives Matter, when the players kneeled and stuff like that, you know, for example, with Ukraine and all of that, I understand it, you know?
Yeah.
But
I was gonna say, because you know what, like I can be like, you know, that's valid because that's where people are getting like killed, massacred, like it's actual death, like it's a little like. I'm not trying to belittle any other injustice. Like it's actual like an injustice where like people are grieving from. But when it's a social cause because someone feels like they're getting treated unfairly. But to be honest, where the countries where we're in, like where I feel like in like for example Australia, right? Like we can't really go there really shouting anything because we got it good here, man. We're doing good. We support flipping everything under the sun, man. Like. So I don't know, like
people that complain about Australia do my fucking head in. I can't lie because they don't know what it's like overseas.
They don't know. But I was gonna say was why the politics should be removed. And a perfect example, we're gonna see USA versus Iran in the World Cup. Two countries that absolutely hate each other,
despise each other.
What's going to happen when we get to the World Cup? Fans are going to be cheering with each other. Iranians are going to be laughing with Americans. They're going to be having a laugh.
That's the point of the World Cup.
And that's the thing. That's the point.
Literally.
But if you go there and people are standing there, justice for this, and then the Iranians are saying justice for us,
throwing rocks at the Americans.
Throwing rocks at the Americans.
The Americans can bring a helo ship coming down, do a Hail Mary on the pitch.
Throw democracy at them and stuff, bro.
Throw democracy at them.
You know, but like it's gonna kill the game. You know, so that's the thing. You need to take the politics out of it. You know, but one thing I want to actually speak about before we jump into the actual football side of it is obviously like the human rights side. People are dying building these stadiums. You know, we have to acknowledge them before we even. You know, since we're talking about human rights and stuff, we have to acknowledge them. These people that are dying. And it's a sad truth.
It's the numbers is the alarming part. Not to say that 3 or 4 people dying doesn't mean anything, but the numbers are alarming. I'm seeing 7,000 to 8,000, which is that's not true. Well, look,
I think it's more because they were saying like people would die from like, let's just say someone has a heart attack while they're working. They said it was a natural cause death, but the guy's working in 46 degrees.
Well, that's the thing. It's the working conditions. It's the hours, it's the heat, it's the getting stuff done so long before it should be finished, if that makes sense. So like the timelines are just extremely strenuous. Like something that might take a year, they're asking to do it in 2 months. And a lot of them are migrant workers, which is the sad part because they've come over there to just work for a living and they've just been, I don't want to call it slavery, but
it pretty much is.
Damn near modern day.
There wasn't a wage. Minimum wage. There was nothing.
It's that's very alarming, and that's one part where I don't know necessarily what I can say to fix that or whatever. Like, because I could turn around and say, "Well, go do it in another country," then. But there's always going to be issues. Are there going to be thousands of deaths though? That's where it gets a bit like, fuck's sake.
Yeah. I think that's responsibility of, like, for example, whoever's signing the agreement, they need to follow through and make sure that everything's done with protocol. For example, like, okay, like we were talking about, like, the Western society versus other countries, right? Like, I feel like if, like, for example, FIFA, if they're doing it, if they're checking in on that, they should be reviewing and actually being diligent on making sure that protocols are being met, people are being paid actual, like, a fair wage.
Yep.
Because apparently it was, like, forced labor as well. So it's just like...
the minimum wage was ridiculous. But the thing is,
they
you
have
to
the money to pay them.
That's what the other thing.
And they have the money. They have the money, man.
We hold our heads high. That's the problem. We hold our heads high as the Western world. Cause I've been to these developing countries. I've seen these construction sites, bro. I swear, I remember I was in Saudi. There was a guy working construction, 2 a.m. He had a couple of flashlights. They're building a building at 2 a.m. because it's too hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We hold we have these permits and stuff in the Western countries, holding heads high, and you know we say, oh, you got to have these due diligence.
Yeah.
You know, but it doesn't happen like that, bro. That's the reality we have to face. Like we have to realize, look, the world's not like that. You know, that's what I'm trying to say.
But I think if, for example, an organization like FIFA, if they're behind it, they have a bigger responsibility to uphold. Whether it's normalized to, you know, hang yourself off a ledge while trying to build a building, because, like, you know, let's be realistic here. Like, it's dangerous, man. At the end of the day, I'm not going to sit there and be like, okay, let's just normalize that. That's okay. Like, it's dangerous, man. I think, but if FIFA have the money to support it properly and do it properly, then, bro, they should be behind it, trying to do that.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it's a good thing that they got guys hanging off the ledge trying to.
You're just saying that's how it is.
It's just how it is.
I know. What
Obviously, FIFA need to hold themselves a bit more accountable.
Yeah.
And say, hey, listen, let's fix this up.
And this is why I said before, look, excuse me. No matter what country you go to, millions and millions and millions is going to be spent on infrastructure for a World Cup. So that includes facilities, that includes stadiums, that includes fan parks, landmarks, fucking whatever, hotels.
Yeah.
No matter where you go, no one's going to be fully equipped. Some countries are better equipped than others, though. Yeah. So, for instance, if you're coming to Australia to do a World Cup, we have stadiums. We don't need to build brand new stadiums.
Yeah.
So, the construction part is significantly decreased. In America, Canada, and Mexico, they have hella stadiums. They're going to be completely fine on that front. They still need to build stuff, but in Qatar, I feel like they had to literally start from scratch. And that's where the issues start arising with, okay, no, this really hasn't happened before in terms of how many things we need to build. Maybe South Africa, but that's where the problems arise, because it's like, we need you guys to do it now, quickly, get it done. Yeah. We don't care how hot it is. We don't care about your conditions. And frankly, it's fucking piss poor. It's piss poor from whoever, FIFA, the Qatari government, whatever. No one should die building stadiums. It just shouldn't happen.
For soccer.
I'm not going to lie. If they got the money to give, you know, people to act like they're fans, cuz... You know,
listen.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that quickly.
If they got money to, you know, get people to be fake fans for England or France, man, they got money clearly.
Listen. Take this out if you need to. These fucking dons over there in these rich Arab countries, right?
It's staying in.
Listen, I've heard them pay for some fucked up shit. And a lot.
Yeah.
And we all know what I'm talking about. Involving women. Yous can pay the workers. Because I've seen what you've offered to people for certain things. And I've seen what you pay for things. And I've seen the yachts. And I've seen the jewelry. And I've seen the cars. And I've seen everything fucking else. Yes. No dogs around there. Straight tigers. And lions and shit. It's always a guy in Dubai with a lion as a pet. Or 17 monkeys. Yous can pay the workers.
Yeah, that's true.
Continue with what you were saying with the fans.
Nah, it was... Nah, the video is funny. I'm not gonna lie. Like, seeing that video, I literally just watched it before. I didn't even know about it. But it's just, you literally see the same group of people basically in different jerseys. Like, they're like, "Who do you think's gonna win the World Cup? Spain!"
Cause you know the thing is too, I'm a bit paranoid, cause I'm obviously I'm going to the World Cup. I'm gonna be wearing a Socceroos jersey. I don't want people to think I'm getting paid to be a Socceroos fan. They're gonna see a black guy. They're gonna say, "There's no black people in Australia."
You know what, bro? I fucking hate how dumb some people are. And just on your point of no black people in Australia, Socceroos put out a recent photo. Deng, Kual, Mabil. The comments were filthy.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, right. As if these guys are Aussie. They are. They are.
Yeah.
And we'd actually have less of a chance if it was just Anglo-Saxon players playing, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying in terms of, they might look, and I see it all the time on Twitter when even Riddim, shout out Riddim or whatever, they post a video, or even Uncle Waffles, that DJ that's just come down, they're like, this can't be Australia, there's black people there.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, it happened when I went to America. Bro, I literally had to convince a guy for 20 minutes that I'm from Australia.
Oh, bro.
I'm showing him photos. Brother, I live here. Bro. I wanted to pull out I pulled out my passport. That's when he believed me. Said country of birth, Australia.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right.
And they trip out. Like, I don't know. They ask the most... Oh, I remember like America and Canada. That's the dumbest things. Like,
Don't get me started.
like as if you have kangaroos just popping out of your backyard like no tomorrow cuz.
People overseas are a bit ignorant. What's called ignorant.
They'd hear me speak and go, from London. What?
Yeah.
Since when do I fucking sound like I'm from London?
Yeah.
Like, you cunts are that much in a bubble that it's crazy. But, the fan situation's funny because you're right. They're doing it for every country.
Yeah. The thing is, bro, when an Indian guy, brother, I haven't seen an Indian guy. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
I've never seen an Indian guy in Argentina. I haven't been there, but I'm sure there's not.
No,
But
but
Indians
I'm
are
not
everywhere.
going to lie.
Shout
No.
out to the Indians. I love Indians.
It's the fact that it's the same demographic for each of those countries.
yeah.
That's what it is.
It's not like
There's-
one was like Chinese and then the other was Italians and then like... they're all
Nah,
just-
it's just the same group for like England, France, Argentina, even Germany. Because Germany, come on, man. Far out.
Hey, speaking on Germany and all these countries, let's actually talk football now. Stuff the human rights. It's done. We'll talk football right now.
Fucking hell.
Let's talk about... I want to see what your thoughts are on the World Cup. Who are your favourites for the World Cup? Who do you think is going to take this World Cup home? And who do you think are going to be the dark horse?
Yeah, I was
Because
just
there's
going to say.
always going to be a dark horse that'll make it to the
Yeah.
semis. The fans, everyone falls in love with. Croatia was one of them the last World Cup.
Look, I'll give you a few takes
win it?
here. I'll give you a few takes. Look, to win it, on paper, now it's very important that I say on paper, Brazil look the most stacked. Okay? They've got 2 to 3 cover in every area that would start in most of the top 4 teams in the Prem. Their team is fucking incredible. But the other favourites, which is Argentina, they're both South American teams. They've been running around the Central and North and South American circuit for years, smashing teams. They have not been playing the European superpowers. So although they look good and although Argentina's record's crazy or whatever, these countries like France and England, they've all been playing Nations League, Euros. They're playing against some big boys.
Yeah.
Now, don't get it twisted. Some of the South American and Central American teams, they're decent. It's not like what's available in Europe, though. So, are they going to be able to gel and do that in the World Cup? We'll see. But if I have to give you 3 favourites, I'm going to say, just contradict myself here, Brazil, Argentina, and for a dark horse, Croatia aren't a dark horse anymore. For me, anyway. Because their team is very good and they made the last final. I don't know if you could consider them a dark horse anymore.
No, I was saying for the last World Cup.
For the last one, of course.
So, like, for this
I'm
one...
going to go Uruguay, dark horse.
Yeah, I can see Uruguay. Look, the Uruguay team actually looks decent on paper. They got a good midfield.
Yes.
Attack is standard. They're always going to have a good attack.
Yep.
The back, discipline. They're not the best players.
Yeah.
They're disciplined players.
Yeah.
So I can see why you could say Uruguay. For me, this team, we're so used to them being good, but we don't realize like right now, no one's considering them, bro. But I've got to say, one team that actually looks very interesting is Germany. The current
Very young
team, but the manager, the discipline they have, and the way they counterattack. I have like this. Look, they won the World Cup. Yeah, when they won the World Cup in 2010.
Yeah.
No.
14.
2014. Sorry.
Yeah.
What was amazing about them was how efficient their counterattacking was.
Crazy.
And we didn't see that in the last World Cup. They were very slow in the transition. But we're starting to see it again with the midfield they have now. And they're attacking players. I feel like with the pace they have up front, they can be the favourites. And they can damage a lot of teams.
They need to work out who... I have a feeling who I know it's going to be. But they need to work out who's going to be that central man.
The cam or the center?
Like, sorry, as a centre forward. Because you have options there, but the real threats for me come from like your wide players or your attacking mids. So your Nabris, your Sanes, Musiala's looking crazy. Very solid. But you got the solid experienced players in there, like your
Thomas Muller as well.
Kimmich and your Muller as well. But then it's like, I don't trust Havertz or Werner to lead the line. So I don't know, but what you're saying is very true. They could be like sneak under the radar a little bit because I'm hearing everyone say Brazil, Argentina.
Brazil's the favorite right now. And the thing with look, I understand Brazil's the favorite. They look good on paper.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But they won't. I just feel like they won't break through. They will make it to like a semi or something. But I feel like when they face those defensive teams, those strong defensive teams, I feel like that's when they'll buckle. Or even if they catch a Germany, man, a counter-attacking team. Because what happens with Brazil is they get too carried away on their attack and they always lose on the counter. Teams like Argentina will punish them on the counter. Yeah. Teams like Germany will punish them on the counter. England, I'm not too sure about.
Fuck knows what to think about them.
That's the thing. With the way Gareth Southgate's team managing his team, I don't know. So I'm going to say Germany's my favorite. And my dark horse will have to be...
When I say dark horse, I don't mean win. I mean make it far.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Dark horse to make it far.
Yeah. Uruguay ain't winning.
I was going to say Denmark.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I want Australia to beat them.
The only reason I didn't say Denmark is because I want us to fucking play against them.
But I feel like Denmark is going to be the dark horse, bro. Mate, you got no knowledge on soccer at all, bro.
Ask me, bro. I don't even know.
Italy, bro. Say Italy.
Yeah, bro.
Look, I think it's going to be really interesting because there's a lot of injuries. The team that, if you made an 11 of players that were injured, they could probably go to the final.
Yeah, 100%.
You're looking at James, you're looking at Mane, you're looking at
Mane's not playing.
You're looking at,
Nkunku.
Yeah, there's just players, bro. Like Kante, Pogba are missing out. I know they haven't been, in crazy form of late, but they've won the thing. They know what to do to win it.
Yeah.
It's going to be very interesting. I know I can't wait for the shockers because I know there's going to be absolute shockers. One team is going to have a howler, and I always love it because every year there's one favourite that has a fucking howler in the tournament.
There is the curse. Don't forget about the curse. The team that wins the World Cup doesn't make it out of the group stage.
That is the real curse.
Look, it's looking like Denmark and then Australia, then France.
It's looking like us. We're going through, man.
We're going through.
We're going through.
I'm going to say right now, if Australia do make it through, I'm not catching my flight back. And I'm going to buy tickets to the round of 16.
Bro, I'd be very disappointed in you if you came back and we made the second, the round of 16.
I'm going to tell work, I'm going to say, listen, I'm not coming back. I know my annual leave's done. Put it on tick.
Hey, man, I'd spend every cent. That's a once in a lifetime thing.
100%.
Who knows?
Hey, should we jump over to the Ronaldo issue?
Let's talk about that quickly.
Oh, shit.
Bro, the world came to shot, cuz just randomly. I remember everyone blowing it up on their stories. Everyone talking about it. You see Reels, TikToks about it. But the interview with Piers Morgan and Cristiano Ronaldo come out. And honestly, like, for me, I'm not big on soccer, but I know that, Ronaldo hasn't been playing. I know that he hasn't been playing, and I know that apparently he hasn't been used right, or there's some issues going on there. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
This is massive, man.
First of all, have you seen the whole thing?
I watched the whole thing.
Okay.
Have you watched it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You go first.
All right. Firstly, I am Team Messi. Growing up, I was a Messi guy, but I appreciated Ronaldo. I feel like that's where you got to understand, look, they're both great players. With Ronaldo, to be honest, I'm surprised this interview didn't happen earlier. I'm surprised Ronaldo hasn't done an interview like this in his career because he's gone through a lot. And this year was one of the hardest years he's had in his life. 100%. This was a very tough year. He lost one of his children. And then he was talking about in the interview how his other daughter, the other twin, had bronchitis. Then after that, he's talking about, issues with the club. And then the media talking about him. And Ronaldo, to be honest, has been one guy his whole career with it. The media's always been against him. He's like a
scapegoat almost.
He's a scapegoat. It's because you can't hate Messi. If a journalist makes if a journalist makes back-to-back articles about Messi, saying something bad about Messi, it's quiet for that guy. His career is done. He's called invalid. He's called a hater. But if you do back-to-back articles on Ronaldo for your whole life, it's fine because Ronaldo's an easy guy to hate. I'm not gonna lie. Hey, I've got to say that I understand why people look at him and say, "I hate this guy."
Yeah.
You know, but you don't have a valid reason for Messi. With this interview, I feel like to be honest, I feel like there's criticism because he done it with Piers Morgan. There's a lot of criticism there. But one thing surprised me about Piers Morgan was the way he approached this interview.
In what way?
Because normally what Piers does is he's very like he just
He's an antagonist.
he just chips
Instigates
a lot,
yeah.
and he'll interrupt you. With Ronaldo, because I understand they do have a relationship. And you can see the biasness and how like he wasn't the best journalist because he let Ronaldo finish. He won't interrupt him. He never went against him, and he was always supporting him. You know, and I feel like I saw a lot of bias that Piers Morgan had, and I feel like there was some criticism that he should have done on Ronaldo.
Good points, bro. Because listen. My opinion on this is not one or the other. It's not black or white for me. You know, I understand both sides. And I know that's a bit of a cop-out for me to say, but I'm going to fucking justify myself right now. Firstly, you're right. Piers Morgan has always been an instigator, an antagonist. He'll cut people off. It's his way or the highway type thing. But the level of respect he has for Ronaldo, this was a favour from Piers Morgan to let Ronaldo get his shit off, basically. This was not an interview. No hard questions were asked. Everything, 99% of things, Piers Morgan took Ronaldo's side on. It almost, at one stage, I thought Piers Morgan wants to get up and fuck this guy. Because he was saying, like, you're one of the best looking men in the world. I mean, you've got to be the richest man in the world, right? I mean, Rooney must be so jealous of you because look how perfect your skin is and look at your bank account. Do you have more followers or more money? What do you have more of? That's probably why Rooney's mad at you. Okay, relax. Relax, cuz. Relax. So, there's that side of it. So, it was an easy interview for Ronaldo because he thought, fuck, well, I can just get my shit off.
Yeah.
Ronaldo deserves a certain level of respect. Okay, he is one of the top 3 greatest players we are ever going to see. I can say that comfortably. All right, well, top 5. So he demands a certain level of respect. Certain things that have happened at United shouldn't have happened. He shouldn't have been asked to come on for the last 2 minutes. He should have started more games. And, you know, and all these football nerds, right? I'm a football nerd, but I'm not a nerd when it comes to, like, tactical and all. I don't give a fuck about that. I care about moments and I care about limbs. But I'll tell you, a lot of these guys are saying, oh, he's old, he's washed, he doesn't press, he doesn't... Bro, he scored 24 goals last year for the team. And a lot of people have made this point. He's not going to become a completely useless player over 2-3 months and now he's just completely useless. Bro, this guy, he's 37. He's not stupid. He's not going to be as rapid as he was at 28. He's not going to be as potent as he was, but he has adapted to the game to where he will still bag you goals, he will still be a leader, and he will still have an incredible impact. Now, some parts of his persona and his game are a bit diva-ish, you know, in how they come across, but that's just how he is. The same with Jordan.
Yeah.
When you are at that level, and I guess Messi is a bit different, but when you are at that level, you are going to demand that attention, that respect, that people look at you in certain ways. The one thing I found hilarious was when he said nothing has changed at United. So there's been no new technology.
They got the same spas.
Yeah, fucking useless chefs, same chefs, everything's...
He regretted that.
Oh, 100%.
Because you know what he's like? He's like, they got the same chefs. I love those guys.
I love those guys. Yeah. Everything's sporting directives, nothing's changed. Okay. I doubt that. Because Man United, as bad as they've been in the past couple of years in terms of like silverware and stuff, I highly doubt that it's not up to scratch.
You reckon?
Look.
Because he compared him to the clubs. He compared it to
He
City.
did. He did.
He compared him to Arsenal and I think Chelsea.
He did. And look, even comparing it to Madrid, obviously every year they get top of the top. You know. And even back to the media scrutiny, I don't think he did this interview or anything like this in Spain because their media's fucked.
Yeah.
Their medias are very aggressive. You know that channel that they yell after the Real Madrid games and the Barca games. I think that was half of Bale's problem over in Spain.
That's where the fans and the media is very aggressive. What's called was it Malacara?
Marca, yeah.
Right.
They're fucked.
Cause you can score a hat trick.
Yeah.
Hat trick of assists.
Yes.
Go keeper. Your keeper gets a red card.
Yeah.
You go keeper. Save a penalty.
Yeah.
And then you in the last second. You cop a red card, this guy's the problem.
Yeah.
That's how
they'll turn on you in one game.
They're very rough.
So maybe to answer your sort of theory before, maybe being devil's advocate, maybe that's why he hasn't come out now. Maybe he feels like he's in a good enough position now.
And plus, Perez wouldn't have tolerated that.
Oh my God, he would have killed him.
If he did that, he would have ripped up his contract the next day in front of him, told him walk out.
Fucking oath.
That's how he is. That's why I feel
For some reason, these Prem players feel like they can do it, like Lukaku when he did it on a lower level to Chelsea, and he completely lost my respect. With Ronaldo, he's carried United to so many great moments. Lukaku never did that for us. Who the fuck are you to talk about us like that? You know? Go rotten over in Italy. I don't care. So with Ronaldo, I understand his frustrations. I personally can't see them being like, oh, we don't know if your kid's sick, Chris. Like, I don't know if it was to that level.
Yeah.
They're professionals at the end of the day. I don't blame Ten Hag. He's got a young team. Ronaldo might not fit the way he wants to play. I get it. But still, he demands that certain level of respect. But then on the flip side, bro, and this is why I said it's not black and white, I'm a man of tradition. I believe in don't throw your fucking teammates under the bus. Don't throw the club under the bus. And I feel like it may have a little bit of an effect on the Portuguese players going into the World Cup.
Of course.
Especially because a few... Bruno,
captain.
Dalot,
yeah.
You know? And a lot of them are just trying to brush it off because they've been media trained, but I see through all that bullshit. Bruno's like, I don't care about that. I'm focused on Portugal. Bullshit, cunt.
Nah, he definitely had a chat with him.
You had a chat with him.
Yeah.
You had a chat with him. Yeah. So that whole thing comes into it. How are the younger players at United feeling when he goes, these young players, there's no ambition, no drive. They're all lazy. This Sancho, Rashford. Well, he's not that young anymore. The younger boys there, Alanga. They're probably all thinking, oh, fuck you, cunt.
Yeah.
Like, who are you to talk about me? Times have changed.
Nah, but the thing is, they can take it. That's the thing. They can take it two ways. I feel like 10 years ago, the players wouldn't be like, the best player in the world just said, I'm not performing enough.
I need to fix up.
Let me fix it up. Come training early, whatever. But nowadays, bro, they're probably going to be like, man, this guy's washed.
Yeah, this guy's you got also they're like different. They come from different cultural backgrounds.
100%.
So it's like for someone like Ronaldo, it's probably just being black and white, and he doesn't mean it in like a personalized way, attacking them, but they're gonna personalize it and dip it. Yeah.
And look, even with Ronaldo, if you guys have seen his first documentary, where it just sort of details his childhood and stuff, he had a very, very interesting childhood. Lost his father to alcoholism, and he was one of those guys that was out there 24/7 working. Whereas some of these new kids have been playing in the state-of-the-art facilities their whole life, in academies and shit. Ronaldo wasn't doing that. So there's the difference as well. But if a Chelsea player did this, Chelsea legend did this, I'd be so conflicted. I'd be like, bro, I love you, but what the fuck are you doing? Like, lucky for United, it's going to fizzle out because the World Cup's on.
Because of the World Cup.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there is that conflict with the Glazer family and stuff like that.
There's that whole other thing.
So all of those fans that want Glazers out, they're backing Ronaldo right now.
Fucking bro.
So and that's the tactic Ronaldo did. That was tactical. He knows.
Oh,
he knows. He knows if he didn't mention that, a lot of fans would be like, hey, what's going on here?
Yeah.
But once he said Glazers, yep, we don't want them. Yeah. Ronaldo, you're right. That's how it is. You know what I mean? And we've seen it with Kanye West and all these. Everyone knows what they're doing.
Weaponizing your fan base.
Yeah. So with Ronaldo, I have one criticism of him. I feel like, look, he's at that age, I'll be honest with you, where Ten Hag does want to develop this younger squad. And he'd rather have Martial starting, playing with Martial up front, than Ronaldo, okay? I completely respect Ronaldo. What I would have been like, Ronaldo's goated if he
just spilt the drink all over it.
What I'd respect Ronaldo is, I'd be like, hey, this guy's GOAT. If he did what Zlatan did in AC Milan, where he's like, look, I'm not...
Take a back seat.
I'm not going to play every game. I'm going to be the mentor. Let me lead this team. You know, let me lead these guys from the front. You know, I'll be taking on training, improving these guys, attacking, work on that. Come on to play the Europa games, play the FA Cup games. Come on, you know, Ten Hag, you got to put this. Look, you're up 2-0. I'm a Spurs fan, bro. Even I was like, Kaz, you're doing Ronaldo dirty. 70th minute, chuck him on.
Yeah.
Our defense was washed. Our defense was so useless. He could have jumped on. I could have jumped on for United and scored against that. That's how dead my Tottenham defense was, Kaz. You know? By the way, check out these Weeboard jumpers. Weeboard just did an EPL drop. So check that out, by the way. He just did his drop this week. So EPL drop. But yeah, that was a quick ad.
No, you have to. Got to plug it. What do you think about his former teammates and stuff speaking on it? Like Neville and Rooney and...
Okay. Gary Neville's doing his job. I feel like he could have... Roy Keane, I respect Roy Keane.
Bro, Roy Keane's backing Ronaldo.
Because he's backing him, bro. Guys, would you... Let's just say this, yeah? You played with a teammate, best in the world, and then you're a journalist. Let's just say Talking Trophies Media or Sky Sports. And you're asked about Ronaldo's situation now or performance, whatever. What would you criticize him? So say, hey, look, Ronaldo, you're not performing enough. You're too old to be in the team. Or would you be like, look, Ronaldo can offer... What would you say?
So wait, we used to be on the same team?
You were teammates. You retired, but he went off to be the best in the world, and then comes back to the club like Ronaldo.
And he didn't mention me at all.
Nah, he's
You're
never.
Oh, okay, I back him up because my boy.
But he's not performing. Like he's old now. Like
Oh, okay. I don't know. I feel like I'll do that privately. Publicly, I don't know. It's different.
okay.
I don't know.
So
that's fair.
you're doing what Roy Keane did.
Yeah.
So pretty much Roy Keane's like, look, you know, he's backing Ronaldo. Gary Neville on the other hand saying, this guy's too this, he's too old. Started throwing a bunch of things, and then Wayne Rooney comes out of nowhere, starts criticizing him. And
Look, I don't think what any of them said was... Again, Ronaldo's so similar to Jordan.
That's what I'm saying. He took it personal.
Some of this, like Rooney really only said like, look, I don't think it was probably the best idea to do this. It's probably not professional. It's not like he's attacking him like, you know. But what's funny is Neville will have his say about Ronaldo, but him and Ronaldo were actually echoing the same sentiments about certain things about the club. Neville's just been saying it on Sky Sports a couple of months ago. Ronaldo said it now. I reckon it's the way Ronaldo said it. But I reckon that they're on board about, the club's direction, the Glazers, this, that, whatever. So he's gone. It's finished. He won't step back into United now. Fuck knows where he's going. There's rumours flying around that we want him, but I really don't want him.
Why? So you'd rather have a Aubameyang than Ronaldo right now?
I love Orba because he's a meme, but I wouldn't take Ronaldo just based on the fact that we have our own problems and we need to stop making a fucking Chelsea podcast. We need to stop putting Band-Aids on things, and Ronaldo right now is a Band-Aid because the cunt said it himself. He wants to play for 2 more years. Like,
you're not going to build much around that.
No.
Yeah.
One team I thought would have got him was Bayern Munich.
Same.
But the thing is, that's the thing. Bayern Munich, that's a team that won't compromise the project, the ambitions of the club, for a bit of clout. Their sales would have went insane, the jersey sales. They said, don't worry about that. Mane fits in. We just lost Lewandowski. Mane can fit in. Okay, this is the project we're going for. We don't want Ronaldo. You know, I can respect the club like that.
Bro, so many clubs could have taken him. But, it all comes down to wages. It all comes down to Ronaldo would have had this sort of like superhero fucking complex where he's like, I'm going to come back and save United. Like, watch this.
Yeah, and that's what he
how
thought
he
when
is.
he said Varane and Sancho came. He thought he was going to be that hero.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie, he did his thing. He clutched a couple games, the game against Villarreal, a couple games in the Premier League, last minute goals. His first game.
I'm pretty sure he came second in the Golden Boot.
Yeah, hat-trick against us, unfortunately.
Yeah, that one.
That was, bro. When he took that shot from outside the box, I said, nah, this guy's insane. You know?
At that age.
And he did a lot for the club, but it's just like, look, there's a manager there. He's got a project. He's got ambitions. You got to respect it, you know?
This all should have been fucking discussed prior.
On, yeah.
I know things have changed, like Solskjaer left and all that, and then Ranić came in. He said, with all due respect, Ranić is not even a coach. He just shat on him.
Yeah, he's a sporting director.
Yeah. So this all should have been discussed, and they should have let him leave when he wanted to leave a couple months ago. It's what it is, and now you're stuck with it, and this is what it is. And Ronaldo's not one to bite his tongue. And
I'll give shouts to Ronaldo for waiting this long, waiting this long to do an actual interview because he's been through a lot, and I'll give it up to him. He's probably the best professional in football history.
He has to be. In terms of how he looks after himself, mentally, physically, he is the best.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
This can't have... I was going to say...
Bro, the guy's got less body fat than a model.
Well, bro, there was a funny thing going around the other day saying who's more famous, Beyonce or Ronaldo. I said, are you guys serious?
That was the dumbest thing, bro. Ronaldo's goated.
Yeah.
Are you guys serious? There's people that can't even name a Beyonce song in these fucking countries that aren't in the Western world, but they know who Ronaldo is.
Yeah.
There's a difference here.
Ronaldo's the GOAT. Hey.
So, yeah.
Before we do wrap up, since it's the World Cup, let's do a quick World Cup trivia.
Oh, shit. I'm going to get tested right now.
All right, I got some questions here.
What do we got?
All right, you can read them. I'm going to do the timer.
Bro, what's going on? What's going on over there? You need a straw?
Guys, you're struggling with the drink, man.
Kazi, I don't even know, bro.
You're really getting banged by the bang.
Yeah.
Pause.
Bang, fix your fucking
Cans, man.
cans.
I don't even know.
All right, you can read the questions. So that's the questions there, and I'll time it. We'll give you 30 seconds.
Is this just for
All the
me?
way, so it's 20.
It's only you, man.
Oh, fuck. I'm on the spot here, bro.
You're on the spot. Look, it's World Cup questions.
Oh,
Just think World
this
Cup.
is tough, man. I'm better at club
Are you
football,
ready?
but I'll give it a crack. Let's go.
I'm going to start it right now. 30 seconds on the timer.
I'm nervous.
3, 2. Hey, wait. Don't read them. That's the answers there in highlighted under it.
I won't, Kaz, I know.
I was going to say, Kaz, just in
You
case.
know,
Kaz.
special. Yeah.
No, read him, bro. Read him.
Are you ready?
Go.
Who won the 2018 FIFA World Cup?
France.
In what year was the inaugural tournament?
1930.
Yeah.
1930.
How often is the World Cup held?
Every 4 years.
Which nation has won the most World Cups?
Brazil.
Which 2 years did the scheduled tournaments not go ahead due to World War II?
It would have been 1940 and 1944.
Nah. What was the first World Cup? Oh, is that it?
Damn. I was going all right.
Yeah.
So you got, how many was
You
that?
got up to 6.
So you got 5.
Damn. How many was there?
No, you got. So you got this one right. 1, 2, 3,
4.
4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Yeah, you stuffed up on the time asking a question.
One of them I cooked.
Nah, you're good. Damn. I did all right, though. What were the years for the, they stopped?
1942 and 1946.
The World Cup, the World War II.
Oh, it would have been 42.
World
yeah,
War II.
30, 34, 38, 42. Fuck, why did I say 40?
42, 46.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
Hey,
Shit.
before we do wrap up, this was actually long overdue, man. You know, them ones and Talking Trophies
Yeah,
collab.
actually,
But you know what we got to actually do? We might actually do actual
Like a
proper
joint,
collab.
proper joint ep.
Everyone
Yeah,
down, you know?
100%.
We'll get Coda or something. We got to do something too with the Sunday 3 p.m. boys. We got to do something with
Listen.
the Sunday 3 p.m. boys. Look, I know I was intensely competitive and a bit aggressive.
I love it.
I'm not that kind of guy
No,
off the
no,
field.
no.
You know,
I
I'm
res-
not, look,
I respect
I don't
it.
get the opportunity to fight people in real life, so I have to put that heart into the.
Yeah, nah, bro. I respect it. This is a formal invite on behalf of Sunday 3 p.m. We need you guys to come down. We'll do some challenges. We'll have a laugh. And same with them ones, bro. Because I feel like if we get if you get the right topics up and Coda's here as well, we can have some some serious discussions.
Not just football. We got to talk about
just culture
real
shit.
life. Because Damien was the
I'm a
passenger.
basketball, I'm an NBA guy.
You were a passenger today.
Yeah,
Are you an
NBA
NBA guy?
I used to be heavy, and then I just switched on everything, and it's just football for me.
Yeah, football. That's where it is, man.
Yeah.
But we got to do something. Shout out to you. Thanks for jumping on, Kaz.
No, bro. Thanks for having me, guys. Fucking top thing you guys got going on here. I respect it. You've been doing your thing. Consistency is key, you know. And you guys have been doing your thing for a while, so I respect it. Shout out for having me
Shout
on,
out to
mate.
you, bro. This is the start of hopefully a long relationship between us.
100%, bro. Let's
you know,
go.
no homo.
You are going to Qatar, so no homo.
Literally, Kaz. 'Cause I ain't trying to get stoned to death, man.
No, we don't want that. We don't want any of that.
Besides that, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button.
Yeah.
Season 4 is coming.
Let's get it.
We got the episodes. We might
Yeah,
drop
we already
2
started.
this week.
We've already started recording.
We're
so-
ready. Hey,
yeah.
we're ready. So besides
Fucking
that,
nice.
enjoy your night. Stay humble. Faith.
Hard as fuck, I'm tryna tell you something. For you, going, have your parade. For your sun turn black and gray. Come on, let me serenade ya. Serenade ya. For you, go and have your parade. For your sun turn black and gray. Come on, let me serenade